Hello, CSSD elementary teachers, and welcome to our Reading A to Z PG. My name is Kimberly Goosen, and I'm the consultant for new curriculum K to 6. So if you do have any questions, you can always reach out to me. Today, we're going to be looking at the why we chose Reading A to Z. What are some of the templates that have been created to help support you with this program? And then we're finally going to take a look at the actual platform and some wonderful resources that you can use to incorporate into your literacy block. So Reading A to Z is under the umbrella company called Learning A to Z. Now, you might be familiar with Raz Kids. So Raz Kids also is under that umbrella of Learning A to Z. They have many platforms. Now, Raz Kids is where you would input your kids and then you would be working on that comprehension piece. Whereas Reading A to Z is a teacher platform, which really addresses that comprehensive literacy, really hits all areas of your literacy block, your reading, your writing, your vocabulary, your conventions, all of those pieces. Now, Reading A to Z is best known for its level text, but there is so much more than just those. There are phonics lessons, there are decodable books, there are phonological awareness literacy centers, read aloud, shared reading, fluency resources like Reader's Theater, and a variety of specific text types and genres. We know in the new curriculum there are some specific genre types that we need to explore with our students, like myths, legends, mysteries, tall tales. These are all on this platform, as well as a wealth of writing, vocabulary, word work, lessons, and activities you can do with your students. Now, to help support you with this program, because it is quite a large platform, we have created a little guide based on your organizing idea and your learning outcomes to help navigate you through this site. So we've created one for Div 1 and Div 2, and we'll go into this a little bit further and in more detail as we go through this PG. I've also created a little tips, tricks, and caution sheet, which again, we'll go through in the PG, but will be here for you to reference if you need to go back. Now, before I even begin and get into the Reading A to Z platform, I just wanted to highlight 6 things that I think are so great about this platform. So if you think about your text form and structure, we've talked about this already, but that genre type. So we have very specific types in the new curriculum. Like I said, myths, legends, mysteries, tall tales, and they actually have all of these books for you. So you can filter and search for exactly what genre type you are looking for, and then you're able to use that in the classroom. Another one under text forms and structures is paired books. So this is where you really look at a side-by-side comparison of 2 books. It could be a fiction and nonfiction on a same topic, or a fiction and a fiction, but kind of a fantasy or reality. So it kind of looks at different genre types within those paired books, but same topic. Under your vocabulary and comprehension, there are some fantastic graphic organizers that you can use in the classroom. You can use them as a projectable, or you can print them out. And I always had them in loose leaf sheet protectors. And so the students could continually use their graphic organizers throughout the year. With the shift with our new curriculum, you will notice that focus on that structured literacy, being more explicit with our instruction. So we have some decodable texts and lessons that are on Reading A to Z. We do know we have that Scholastic decodable book set that is in your schools, but it's nice to have that access right in your classroom. If you are using the Phonics Companion grade 1 and grade 2 teachers, we have created a little correlation guide so that you know whatever lesson you're working on with your kiddos, you can find a decodable text to go with that phonics skill. One of the things I love to do in the classroom is Reader's Theater scripts, really working on that fluency piece. And so they have a wealth of different Reader's Theater scripts that you can use in the classroom. I don't know about you, but I always had that one script that was used a lot in my classroom. So it'll be nice to have a bunch of examples. Finally, what we call daily language practice. Don't like the name, but it is a grammar and word work. There are tons of lessons and activities you can do with your students. Again, just giving you more ideas on how to approach some of these grammar skills, and you can use it as a projectable or have them in at your centers. For example, if you were doing daily 5. So without further ado, let's dive into getting into this Reading A to Z platform. So if you go onto the NCIS Google site and you go down to your grade level, so let's go to grade 1. And then we're going to go to resources and professional growth. And then ELAL resources. And then I'm going to navigate down to the Reading A to Z portion. So here is that outcome correlation guide that I have talked about, which we took all the organizing ideas and learning outcomes and where you can go to navigate on that site. Here's your tips, tricks, and caution sheet. And then as well, we do still have our recording from last year's August PG, where they looked at Reading A to Z from our vendor. So if you click on here, this will pop up, and here is that correlation guide. Again, if you are in Div 2, you can just go to your grade level tab. Same thing, but it will have your learning outcomes. So the way it is organized, so again, have your organizing idea, your learning outcomes, and then where you navigate on the site. We tried to keep things color coded to kind of help you with this. So you'll see, here's your resources, it's red, and we're going to go to level text just to kind of show you how it works. So when you go to Reading A to Z, make sure you are on that platform. Some of you are having trouble logging in because you're trying to go on something like Raz Kids. You need to have Reading A to Z. Make sure you are logged in, your name should be there. So there's your red resources, and then you'll see there's your level text. Okay, so that's kind of how that works. So let's highlight some of the things that I really, really like about the different organizing ideas where you can find things on Reading A to Z. So I'm going to go to paired books. So your resources, and then you're going to go to focus instruction, literacy skills, and then there's paired books. So let's go through this together. So resources, focus instruction, literacy skills, paired books. So when you open this up, you will notice that the books are kind of organized by grade level. This is a US-based company, so I would always, as a teacher, preview it before you use it. Doesn't mean if you're in grade 3 that you can't use a grade 4 or grade 2 example. It's just really up to you as a teacher, and you know them best. You will notice the levels. They're very closely tied to Fountas and Pinnell levels, but not exact. So again, preview it before you do it in the classroom. So paired books, you'll see here we are, fiction and nonfiction are 2 fiction together. So if we take a look at this example, ants, we have a fiction and nonfiction, a great way to explore in the classroom. Oh, what do you notice about the front cover about these? What do you notice about the title? And then you can actually dig deep into the text features. So when you open up a book, you will notice that you can have PDF versions that you can print. There are instructions on the bottom about how to put your books together, but you don't have to print them. You can also project. And we'll go into the project in 1 second. Just going to highlight that there are some lesson resources that you can use as well. They always show it for each part of your your literacy block, really. Just different things that you can do. But let's go to our projectable here. And so here the book comes up, you can actually leaf through together. What I love about it is you can actually write on it. So if you're looking for a specific phonics skill, or you're looking for vivid verbs, or you're looking for punctuation, you can have your kiddos and they can actually come up and write. There's even stamps on here as well. If you, I highly recommend, if you don't want to have all those pieces stuck here for the next day, you will have to reset your book. So you can reset the page or the book. I was just on the page, so I'll reset the page, and then all your markings will go away. Now, let's say I'm going to do a unit soon on ants, and I want to use this book later on. So there's this little part here that says add to. So this is your file cabinet. Your file cabinet hangs up on the top here. And what's nice about your file cabinet is you can create folders and you can create them however you would like. And you can put in all of the different resources you're using. So if you're planning ahead, you can kind of get all your books and lessons and anything you need and put it in a folder so you don't have to search every time. When you press on the little snowman here, you can actually share. So you can share with your school, you can share with a specific teacher at your school, or you can even share as a district your folder. So it's a really nice thing to have. Again, if you continue to have your account, this file cabinet will stay with you. So that is paired books for either grade or either division, sorry. So let's take a look at another thing I like is for poetry. So great way to look at different text features. More Div 1 for sure. So if we go to our level text, and we go to additional text. So here we have some poetry and rhyme songs. Now for Div 2, they have some graphic, comic, and humor books as well. So let's take a look at this for Div 2. So they do have some of those books there. Again, you can click on them, you can add them to your file cabinet, you can project them. They come with lessons, you can print them if you want to print them. Okay. Another thing I wanted to highlight for Div 2 is high-low graphic books and high-low text types. So if you look under here, focus instruction, we go to our intervention. Here is your high-low text sets and high-low graphic books. Again, a great way for your students to keep that engaged and getting them reading with you. So now that's a little highlight of your text form and structure. Let's go to our vocabulary piece here. So here we go, resources. We're going to go to writing, vocabulary, and word work. Under your grammar and word work, there is what we called, and I showed you, it's called daily language practice. So again, grade levels, use them loosely. They're not our grade levels, but you can see that they have lots of grammar and word works lessons that you can do. They have a learning guide, activity sheets. You can project it with your kiddos so that you could do it as a whole group lesson, or you could have it printed and then you could have them in protective sleeves and put them in your literacy centers that you are doing. Now let's go for Div 2 and Div 1. What I really like are those vocabulary graphic organizers. So again, resources, writing, vocabulary, and word work. Under vocabulary, we have our graphic organizers. So here you can project it in your classroom. You can write on it as a class, or again, print it, have it in loose leaves, whatever you want. But just another extra set of graphic organizers for you. Now for our Div 1, and really if in Div 2 you need these, this is a great differentiation for our Div 2. They do have phonological awareness centers that you could use in the classroom. Really though for our kindergarten, grade 1 and grade 2, but again, that differentiation piece. So if you go to resources, foundational skills, there is our phonological awareness. So they have lessons and learning centers for you. So again, if you're working on rhyme, repetition, looking at your first sound, ending sound, all of those things, they are all here. They have lessons, and then they also have learning centers that you can use with your kiddos. So that's your phonological awareness. Now, we already highlighted, but let's go to this, our phonics decodable text. So here we're going to go to our resources, foundational skills. And so under phonics, we have your lessons and you have your decodable books. So here you can bring them up. Again, we did create a correlation guide with the Phonics Companion if you are using that. And so you can kind of highlight in your decodable text. Again, remember it's projectable. You can have it up in the classroom and have the kids actually find it, stamp it, whatever you wanted to do with your kiddos. So that's your phonics piece. Now I'm going to go to our fluency. So this is where we go to resources, foundational skills, and fluency. So there are some practice passages that I really thought were fun. Pop up. There we go. So these are ones, again, they don't need to be timed, but something that you could do is as a class, pop them up and work on that fluency piece. They also have some learning centers that I really thought would be great. Different games that you can use to really work on that fluency skill. But one of my favorite things is those Reader's Theater scripts. So when you open this up, I'm just going to project it just so you can see. But what's really nice about this Reader's Theater scripts is they actually do multi-level with some of them. So you will have it already known what characters are kind of your beginning, middle, and end of your grade level. So every student can feel a part of Reader's Theater and have a part that best fits them, and they can all be part of it. So really like that feature. And again, kids just love to do Reader's Theater in the classroom. So that is our fluency piece. Let's go now to our comprehension piece. So again, anytime you're working on comprehension, anything in your level text helps to build that comprehension. The more exposure they have, the more they learn about all of these features. Now, under here, we're going to go to focused instruction. And then we are going to go to literacy skills, and you'll see comprehension is right here. So this is where they have lots of lessons for you that you can use to help with comprehension. So what is a factor opinion, how to identify main ideas and details, all of these different things that we do in our classroom to work on comprehension, they have lessons here. And again, right here, if you want, there's some graphic organizers that you can use. They have vocabulary and comprehension graphic organizers that you can use with the kids. Now for writing, let's go up here. We're going to go to resources, and then we're going to go to writing, vocabulary, and word work. So a couple things I want to highlight. There are some printing pages if you're looking for that for your kiddos, as well as cursive pages. We know that this is in the curriculum from grade 3 on. So this is something that you can be doing and exploring with your students. As well, we do have some process writing lessons. So if we take a look here, they actually have some lessons. We know that for Div 2, we've purchased the Empowering Writers manuals for grade 4 to 6. But again, the more exposure, the more different ideas we have, the more we have in our toolkit, the better teachers we will be. And so hopefully you'll find some of these things useful for you in the classroom. So this is a very brief overview of reading A to Z. Of course, there is so much more, but if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me at the email there, or you can also, we can create teams or whatever you need to kind of help you to navigate with the reading A to Z. I do think it's a great resource to really help support you, and I want to help you as much as I can. Thank you so much, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.